From the studios of WWAY, it's the CB-McGrath Show. The CB-McGrath Show is brought to you by your Carolina Ford dealers, Papa John's, AARP, Reed's Jewelers, Molly Maid, and Harris Teeter. And now, here's your host, Mike Vaccaro.
Well, good morning. Welcome, everybody. Mike Vaccaro here with the coach, CB McGrath, talking Seahawk basketball. A lot to talk about here today. Recapping 3 games, player profile on Devontae Cacok here today, and we'll preview the last 2 games of the regular season coming up on the road for UNCW. But we begin this week. You started on the road, Coach. James Madison, a makeup game here against the Dukes. It was a tight win for you guys at Trask Coliseum. Unfortunately, a tough setback on the road here, 62-61 the final score, but a game where you guys had to come from behind and nearly came all the way back.
Yeah, it was a quick turnaround, obviously, and traveling up James Madison, and I thought we were prepared, and we came out a little sluggish, didn't shoot it well, didn't rebound it well, and had too many turnovers, but in the end, we had a chance to win because we put a stretch of about 4 or 5 minutes together in the second half to get back in the game. All we needed was one stop. We didn't get it, and then we missed 3 shots in the last 20 seconds to try and get the lead again. But, you know, that's basketball, and we've had a lot of one-possession games, and we have talked all year about getting more consistent so it doesn't come down to one possession. Every time you put yourself in a one-possession game, whether it's on offense or defense, you have to be perfect to win that possession to win the game. And we were not perfect at James Madison at the very end, and that's why we lost. Yeah,
this is a game the Seahawks trailed by 10. They go on an 11-0 run late to take the lead, but a couple of free throws for James Madison. They go up. The Seahawks just a couple opportunities. The ball wouldn't find the net there, and the Seahawks fall 62-61. Coaches have mentioned the rebounds were a big difference, 41-33. Only 8 rebounds in this game for Devontae Cacok, so a big difference because the rebounding margin was largely on your side in Trask Coliseum earlier this season.
Yeah, well, Devontae had 24 rebounds against him the first time, and they didn't play because of the mumps for that entire week, so they had all week to talk about Devontae's not going to get rebounds, and they sent 3 guys to him. They sent 3 guys to grab him, pull his arms down, all sorts of stuff. We didn't give very many calls going our way on that. I felt bad for Devontae because he kept on trying to go to the boards. It just wasn't going to work out for him.
So again, the Seahawks fall on the road on Tuesday at James Madison. Another team shot the ball well, but then you get to Thursday back in Trask Coliseum, and Coach, you guys were just about lights out, especially from 3-point distance against Elon. This was a big win. Elon, the team right above you in the conference standings, and you guys showed out really well against the Phoenix.
Yeah, we did. You know, and everybody was making shots in the first half. I think we were 11-17 from 3 in the first half, and like I said, it was everybody, and so they couldn't just. Sometimes if you got one guy on fire, and let's say they're 4 for 4, you can sort of focus in on him. Well, you know, Jeff Gary's making them, Jordan Talley's making them, Ty Taylor's making them, Jalen Form's making them. J.S. I think waited till the second half to start making some, but it was fun to see the ball go in the basket for the guys. You know, obviously the fans and I have been waiting all year to see that happen at that kind of clip, and you know, I wish it would have carried over into last night, but it didn't. And but it was good that we needed that win against Elon. You know, give them an extra loss, give us one more win in the hopes that we could put a little run together. And you know, defensively, I thought we did a great job defending the 3 because that's what they do. You know, if you come into the game, say one team's going to make 15 or 30, everybody would have thought that's going to be Elon, but it ended up being UNCW on Thursday night.
Yeah, for UNCW, they win in overtime at Elon. Overtime not needed Thursday night inside Trask Coliseum. Let's take a look now at our Harris Teeter highlights. 24-point win for UNCW, 87-63. The rebound's a big factor, 53-28. But the three-point shooting as well, 15 of 30 from three for UNCW. And Coach Devontae Cacok, 17 points, 21 rebounds, set the single-season rebounding mark here in this game. I mean, again, all over the glass here. And, you know, you got the guys shooting the threes, opens things up for him inside as well.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And that's, you know, the goal every game, to get Devontae touches early, see how they're playing them, and then make some shots from the outside. So they have to continue guarding on the outside and can't jam down on Devontae as much. Obviously, the Elon game worked out exactly how we want it to work out, you know, with everything clicking on the rebounds, making the shots, getting the ball to Devontae, all those kind of things. And, you know, we had other guys on the boards too. Ty Taylor, I think, had 9 rebounds. Marcus Bryant had 11. So, you know, it wasn't just Devontae, but obviously he does set the tone each and every single night. And but when other guys get involved, that's when we're really good on the boards. So
it was a 20-point win against Hofstra last Saturday, 24-point win against Elon here. The Seahawks really playing well at home. Would that continue last night? We'll take a break here. When we get back, we'll have highlights from the game against Charleston last night inside Trask Coliseum. Stay with us. Last night inside Trask Coliseum, senior night for UNCW, taking on the rival Charleston in town. Coach, your third game in 5 days. I know you don't want to make excuses, but it seems like maybe those legs caught up to the UNCW, caught up to your shooters a little bit here in this game, although at the same time, very good defensive team in Charleston.
Yeah, Charleston did a nice job of really closing out to our guys. You know what they did? They jammed down Devontae or whoever had the ball, or they helped on the drive to try and get us to kick it, and then they closed out a little bit harder and better than teams we've played in the past. And so you don't have that extra split second to get gathered or whatever if you're not totally ready to shoot it, and have that extra split second to really concentrate on your shot. And you know, that could be it. And yeah, but all of them were short. You know, a lot of them looked good. They just were short. And I knew we needed to make some shots, obviously, against Charleston to have a chance, but we also need to get stops, and we didn't do either good enough to win that game.
Yeah, you turn them over, a team that doesn't turn the ball over all that much, kind of opened the door for you guys. But again, as you said, Charleston, a very good team right now. The preseason favorite to win this league, and a team now that has won 10 straight, heading toward Charleston and the conference tournament after this final week of play. Let's take a look at our Reed's Jewelers highlights from last night.
Congratulations again to all of you. Tremendous, everyone, great follow and applause out for all.
Coaches just said not always wins that these fans got to see, but very tight ball games. 14 points, the biggest margin. The losses before this totaled 14 points. So it tells you how close these games have been this season inside Trask Coliseum. 88-74 the final score here, as both teams with 30 rebounds here in this game. But again, they just kind of made some more plays here. The veteran team that Charleston has, a team that's picked to win this league this year.
Yeah, you're not going to have a chance to win if the other team shoots 68% for the game. But I think we were tied with about 10 minutes to go. You know, it was like 51 all, 53 all, 55 all, somewhere around there. And if you look at stat sheets at that time, you wouldn't have any idea how it is tied. You know, but it's a credit to our guys, like they've done all year. They kept battling. They just kept on fighting. We were getting Charleston to turn it over some. But in the end, they made some big threes that just we couldn't, you know, we'd maybe get back to 4, they'd make a 3. And then we miss a layup and they make another 3. And so it was just one of those games, and you got to give them credit. They came out really focused and did a nice job. And Brantley set the tone early.
Yeah.
He was 4 for 4 from 3. Reeler made some shots. So they got some pieces. They're going to be tough to beat. You know, you got to play a really good game, and we just didn't play well enough.
Well, Devontae Cacok certainly did. 29 points, 17 rebounds for him, his 20th double-double. Got him 22 touches as well in this game. Unfortunately, not enough for UNCW. 88-74 the final score. We'll take a break. When we get back, more on Devontae Cacok. He's our subject of the player profile today. The big guy in the middle. Big season for him. We'll hear more about him coming up next. Well, it's been a record-setting season here for the junior Devontae Cacok. Coach, it's amazing to see what he's done, because as a freshman, he wasn't much of a factor, but now he's over 1,000 points scoring, over 800 rebounds right now. What a great player he's been this year for you guys.
Yeah, and obviously he's put in the work. You know, I mean, he showed up and didn't play that much as a freshman. Probably needed to get it a lot better. He did that on his own. Got in the weight room, got stronger. You know, he has got great touch. He's got a better skill set than he even knows he has, and obviously better than I ever thought he was going to be. You know, not knowing anything about him, and terrific season, very consistent. You know, the good news is he's coachable. You know, he's one of those kids that doesn't know, doesn't let us think he knows everything, you know, and that's hard to find. Somebody that's leading the nation in rebound and setting school records, you know, I mean, it's a credit to him and all the work he's done.
Yeah, he's set the game rebounding record, the single season rebounding record, currently 3rd in career rebounds as well. Dustin Dorsey now has our AARP player profile.
As Devontae Cacok continues to impress the nation, it's hard to believe it may not have happened at UNCW this year. With changes to the coaching staff, question marks arose on whether or not he would return, but Coach McGrath made his decision easy.
Well, I think beating McGrath when he first got here and seeing who he really was kind of a big impact on me staying here. I could tell that his morals and him bringing his North Carolina ways here, I felt it would be a good fit for me as well.
When Cacok decided to return, fans in the Port City probably cheered as loud as they do when the big man slams it down. Last season, he gave the crowds plenty to cheer for as well, as he set the NCAA record for field goal percentage, shooting 80% on the year.
Even now, I'm still thinking, how did I do it? Honestly, that was a team thing for me. I don't like to take that off, because without my team, I wouldn't have got it anyway.
This season was not short of milestones either for 15. Against Elon, he broke the single-season school rebound record, and with his first basket against Charleston, he eclipsed the 1,000-point mark for his career. With each passing record, the spotlight grows, but he just lets his play do the talking.
I just treat it as another year. Yeah, there's a lot of media, yeah, there's a lot of this and that, but at the end of the day, it's just media. I still got to be ready to play when I get out there on the court.
There are a lot of positives in Cacok's game, but something he hangs his hat on is his hustle.
Having that, I feel like is an advantage, because most teams won't expect somebody to run hard down the court. My athleticism helps me get down the court quicker than some of my opponents, and I just use it as much as I can.
This season, Cacok has upped his game to new heights. He stayed at UNCW because he thought the coaching staff could help, and that's exactly what Joe Wolf has done.
He's really made me see things that I didn't really see before, and I feel like everything he's doing for me is helping me out.
As players change year after year, over the last 3 seasons, one thing has stayed consistent: Jordan Talley to Devontae Cacok.
Me and him know that the whole team's going to look up to us. People are going to look up to us and hold us responsible for whatever goes down.
Once his college career ends, Cacok hopes he could follow the path of another mid-major star who made some noise in the NBA.
Definitely Kenneth Fareed is a very good example that I've been compared to. And I've watched his game a little bit, and I see like he is undersized as well, but he's still hard to stop.
A different comparison, but an interesting one, is Cacok to Jimmy Graham or Antonio Gates. We know he can jump, but can he jump for a touchdown pass?
Basketball doesn't work out. I'll definitely go to the NFL if that was able to come up to me. If somebody just shows me what I got to do, tell me what I got to be at, I feel I'll be able to get it down. And if I were to go through that, I'm sure I'll be good.
What a twist of fate it would be if Cacok ended up back on the gridiron. It was the sport he played as a kid before an injury brought him to the hardwood.
In 8th grade, I think you guys heard about that. I broke my wrist, and before that, I didn't play basketball at all. And then once I healed up, basketball season was getting ready to start. Had basketball coach in my middle school reached out to me. So you ever play? I'm like, no, I never played before. He was like, probably give it a shot. And after I got that love for the game, I knew I had to put time into it. I had to elevate my game, had to work on my craft, and I started to build that trust and love for the game.
Through all the accolades and success, Devontae Cacok remains humble and classy, something he owes to his biggest inspiration and biggest fan.
Words can't explain how much I owe my mother. Like, without her, the things me have been through growing up, stuff like that, like no matter what, she's there for me. A bond that will never be broken. She drives me. She always keeps my head straight. She always makes sure that I'm doing the right thing. Make sure I think about the decision before I do it. Think about other people's feelings. Like she's done everything for me. She's built me and crafted me to the person I am today, and I thank her for that. If you ever do see this, Ma, I love you.
I'm Dustin Dorsey, and you're watching the CB McGrath Show.
Time for this week's Play of the Week. We rewind to yesterday, the Seahawks taking on Charleston. Devontae Cacok providing us our Play of the Week. Let's take a look. Well, a significant 2 points that put him over 1,000 in his career, and fittingly, it was a dunk down low on the feed from his buddy there, Marcus Bryan. So that is our Play of the Week on that dunk by Devontae Cacok. We stick with Devontae Cacok now. Time for the Molly Mae Glass Cleaner of the Week, and it is the junior from Riverdale, Georgia, averaging over 15 points a game, nearly 7 offensive, 9 defensive, 20 double-doubles on the season for him. Now that ties the single-season record at UNCW that Keith Rendelman set, so a chance to surpass that and set another record potentially here this week. Take a look at the Carolina Ford Dealers Player of the Weekend, also Devontae Cacok, almost 21 points a game. Again, those 15.3 rebounds, shot 59%, 1,027 career points right now. So, Coach, this guy's just, that high motor keeps going and going and going. You get to Saturday, third game in 5 days, doesn't affect him at all. 29 points and 17 rebounds yesterday.
Yeah, big week, big year. He's had a great career. You guys saw the package Dustin put together, and he's a special kid. He's probably a better person as a basketball player, which is hard to believe. Rose did a great job raising him. I know they've been through a lot, and just happy to be able to coach him. He made us all better coaches, made us all better people.
Great season for him. Preseason first-team All-Conference. Certainly he's got to be postseason All-Conference as well. The year that he is putting together. 2 more regular season games to go for him, but a great week once again for Devontae Cacok, the junior out of Riverdale, Georgia. We'll take our final break, back with the conference standings and a look ahead to these final 2 road games to end the regular season. Back in just a moment. Last week of the regular season, here's the standings heading into it. Charleston in first place, a game up on Northeastern, but really 2 because they have the season series against the Huskies there. You go down, the Seahawks, big spot right now. They're in 7th place, half a game behind Elon. So the top 6, once again, don't play until Sunday in Charleston. The bottom 4 would play on Saturday. The Seahawks trying to get out of that bottom 4 and a chance certainly to do that. They have 2 games left. Elon with 3 games left with a makeup game against James Madison coming up next Monday. Let's take a look to this week's schedule delivered by Papa John's. Coach, it's on the road to end the regular season. Thursday at William & Mary, Saturday at Drexel. These are teams that you lost by just 3 points to at home to William & Mary, but then you beat Drexel impressively early this season, but really early in the year for them.
Yeah, we haven't played Drexel since our second conference game of the season, so it's been a long time. They've obviously gotten a lot better since then, and we're playing at their place. 2 back-to-back road games. We need to start playing better on the road, and see what happens. Obviously, we need to get some wins to stay out of the bottom 4 on that first day of the conference tournament. But if we're playing well, we should get the wins. If we don't play well, probably not win those games.
And William & Mary, a big three-point shooting team. A big test for the Seahawks on the road. Again, Thursday, William & Mary, Saturday at Drexel. That'll do it for us here today. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week for the final edition of the CB McGrath Show for the season. Have a great day, everybody.
The CB McGrath Show is brought to you by your Carolina Ford dealers, Papa John's, AARP, Reed's Jewelers, Molly Maid, and Harris Teeter.